Merry Christmas, everybody, from the Daniel to you and yours. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, and I hope this episode greets you with good tidings and joy and peace on earth. I did this episode last year where I said Christmas proves flat earth. Now, I was making a seasons argument. This spinning ball earth is so important to them. Their whole model rides on it. And it's one of the things that got me into flat earth, because you just don't feel the earth to be spinning. And then when you tell people the earth is spinning, they go, what? The earth is spinning? And then they go, oh wait, is it like a flat earth thing? Is it like a conspiracy theory thing? You just don't feel it to be spinning. And then you have to go to their science, you have to go to their explanation. But when it comes to motion, there's not a lot of good experiments and there's not a lot of good proofs that it's spinning. They'll use sticks and shadows and they'll measure the air and they love to take light. If you take your hands and you put your hands at an angle and then draw like a circle to each hand, that's how you get a ball. So if you have a flat plane and you have angles coming in, you can just make a circle, you can make a dome, you can get your curvature. And if you basically know what the shape of the earth is, you can turn that into a ball. You can take the equator and then you can turn that into a ball. If it's not a ball and it's a plane, yes, you can find light at refraction to say it's a ball. Your eyes look out at the earth with 200 degrees. Your eyes are like cameras. They have zoom lenses. They can see on the sides. They have near sight. They have far sight. And when you look out, you see lights. And then sometimes you kind of think you're seeing a dome. You kind of think you're seeing a ball because you've been given pictures your whole life. And then you go, yeah, it kind of looks like there's a ball above me. But you're only seeing 3 miles above you. That's all the eyes can see. And when you see the sun, you're only seeing 3 miles above you. And you do see the sun to move. And then in the fall, it's equal light and equal darkness on the fall equinox. Same on the spring. And then in the winter, it's the shortest day of the year. In the summer, it's the longest day of the year. Now, why is that? The heliocentrist will tell you it's because of the tilt of the earth and the spin of the earth. The flat earther says no, the sun is rotating around the earth. So this is the flat earth model. In the center here, there's a magnetic mountain. And then in the summertime, our summertime in the northern hemisphere, the sun's making rotations around it. In the winter, it's going around the wet edge. It's going around the ice wall. And it falls out of our perspective. It's smaller and it's local, and then it goes out of your vanishing point. Your eyes focus in onto a center point and you see above and beyond that. You zoom in on it, and because of your perspective, it's above you. It looks like it's falling off the horizon line, but it's still in the sky and it's going off of a plane. Now, Alex Gleason patented a time calculator sun chart in 1893, proving the sun is going over a plane. And he got a patent for it, and you can go out and you can buy a sundial and you can do experiments to prove that the sun is, in fact, going over this map. It's going over a plane. Christmas is not only winter solstice, it's also New Year's. Christmas Day falls on the new sun coming back. The sun makes its longest rotation, and now it starts moving closer towards you. It's not only the last day of the year, it's then the first day of the year. In Christmas time, we harness the energy of life and death. The days are really short. We value the sun, and then we rejoice in the morning on Christmas morning when the sun appears again. And then the days get longer, and then we rebirth. And the birth of Christ is celebrated on Christmas Day, which is the day after the shortest day of the year. And you have to use symbols. The stars and the moon and the sun create symbols for our minds, and then we have memories. And it's inevitable that you're gonna have a clock. It's inevitable that you're gonna use versions of earth worship. But if you're using it for something above you, I'm okay with that. If you want to use it for yourself, it's very dangerous. The pagans of old, they would do orgies and they would get drunk on winter solstice. It was the Saturnalia festival, was a festival where they were worshiping the energy of Saturn, and then they were doing orgies and getting drunk, and then it was like a week-long festival. The energy in the air of Christmas starts, middle of December, and you start to feel it. It's that death to life, and the nights are longer, little days, and then you yearn for that morning again. You yearn for that sun. And then on Christmas Day, it's the new year, and it's the new you, and then you begin again. And if you begin with Christ and want to do God as a mediator, so you don't rule over your fellow man and they can't rule over you, then that's great, and that's the team I'm on. But if you don't, that's fine. And the pagans come along and they use the Christmas tree and they use the ornaments and they use the presents as mediators to have life through them. You go out and you buy presents from the Illuminati to give to each other. They're making Black Friday a holiday now. They're worshiping corporatism. They're worshiping material. They're letting idolatry become a part of their religion, become a part of their Islamic traditions. They're going to have cubes in center squares pretty soon that have like escalators come out of the cube. So there's going to be a cube and then put a light show like that Katy Perry music video she did at the MTV Music Awards or whatever it was. And they're going to have like an escalator come out like a tongue, and they'll let like TVs and phones and stuff come. They're that crazy. They want to give you life, so they just steal the power of the creation. They steal in your mind by saying, oh, it's tilted and it's spinning. No, it's not. And these explanations of why it's spinning and why it's tilted is pure faith, and pure faith in science. Just ask these heliocentrists what their belief is on why it's spinning. They got to go to their priests, and they'll give you this big, long explanations. They tell me that you can't feel airplanes to be moving. Yes, you can. The airplanes have barf bags in the airplanes for motion sickness. You can see in the pamphlet what to do with motion sickness because the plane is moving. And they say, oh, you can't feel it to be moving. No, you can. And they have to lie 7 ways to Sunday to get you to believe their explanation. Yes, it is true that relativity does explain why things don't appear to be moving as fast, but there's no proof that this Earth is moving. The sun moves away from us, and we can see it move away from us, and then we can see it come set closer to us. And they'll do things like change the clock and do daylight savings and things like that to mess with the power of the sun. They also give us a goofy calendar to mess with the power of the sun, so we can't truly harness it. Now, I want to harness it to see a God, to worship a God. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. We don't have to get all jolly and into the Christmas spirit. If you want to go bah humbug, you can go bah humbug. But I would like to celebrate this life, and I would like to recognize this life for what it is, and it's a creation. And I'm appreciative to all you this Christmas season who watched the show, decided to look into the nature of your reality and to look into the nature of this creation. And this creation is Christ's Mass on Christmas, and then it is also the first of the year, and it's when the sun comes back into your view, and that's God's light that he puts in motion and that he beams in us to light up our days, so we can recognize him and recognize each other. And it's quite beautiful and quite awesome. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. The Earth is flat and it's awesome.